Very excited, a special guest in studio. Now, we knew that Chef Michael Smith was tall, but to put in perspective, our Jill Belland is 6'5", and look at how he's towering over her right now.
Yes, these are facts. I'm 6'5" in these heels. Chef Michael Smith is back with his latest book, Make Ahead Meals. The book features over 100 easy time-saving recipes that will help ease the daily rush of getting dinner on the table. How's it going up there?
It's going very well up here. It's going to be rainy in a few minutes, Jill.
Yeah, you can predict those things. So you're predicting some easy dinners for us here, and this is a great idea for cooking.
Yeah, this book is all about the sort of intersection in my world between being a working professional chef and a home cook.
Okay.
And so over the years, I've watched so many different strategies from that professional world move their way into my home cooking, and really most of them center around one basic idea that's very much in the DNA of chefs. It's something we all learn day one, and it's quite simply spend time to save time.
Right.
What can we do now to save time downstream? And all of the various strategies that I've come up with over the years, that's what this book is all about.
Okay, planning, 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 and 100 different ways to do these things. So
Sure.
this is great.
Here's a good example. I'm just going to make a simple pesto. The recipe's in the book, and pesto doesn't always have to be made with expensive basil. This is baby arugula. You can find these totes these days at your supermarket. Snappy flavor, nice nutty flavor, accented with some almonds and some awesome nutty cheese. This is Grana Padano, the world's best Parmesan cheese, the good stuff. A couple of cloves of garlic. And some pepperoncini. Those are pickled chili peppers.
Yeah.
Some olive oil to get the works going. Look at that. Glug, glug,
Easy
glug,
breezy.
glug, glug.
So if you're going to splurge, you go for a good cheese.
Yes, that's the place in the recipe to never compromise. If cheese comes in a can, it's not cheese. That's not cheese, folks.
No,
Let's
it's
see
not.
now.
Andrew Schultz, are you listening? He eats all kinds of interesting things. Okay, and welcome to our food processor.
Look at
from
that. It's
1982.
straight from the museum, eh? Well done.
But it works.
And it
It's a
still
throwback.
works. Look at that. Pesto means paste. As you can see, if you'd like to have a little taste,
I would
it's
love
got
that.
some zip to it, some zoom, some nice bright flavors. And once you've got a jar of that on standby in your fridge, and maybe you took the time on the weekend to do this. Lots of us these days, we find time on the weekend, maybe Sunday afternoon, fill your glass with a little red wine, turn some good music on, and cook. Get a little rally going. Or maybe you made it after supper last night, so that tonight you're just minutes away from a fast supper. But either way, it can be frozen, it can be held this way, you can put it away this way with, say, a couple portions ready to rip. And then here's a few examples of the sort of meals that you can make very quickly, very efficiently. This one is just a simple pasta dish. I cook pasta this way for my kids a lot, where in the last couple of minutes of cooking the pasta, I'll throw some vegetables into the boiling water. And
Sneak them in there.
yeah, and they sort of finish off at the same time, drain them all off, and then toss the pesto in.
Okay.
Or here, where I've taken it and simply spread it all over a salmon fillet and then baked that fillet on top of a bed of fennel, some red onion, or whatever vegetables you happen to have at home. But it's a good example of a basic recipe that you can make in advance, set yourself up for success.
It is delicious. I can testify to that. And it seems kind of fancy, too.
Yeah, it's got a little panache to it,
Yeah.
you know, but at the same time, my recipes are all about simple, straightforward ingredients that we can find in our supermarkets, not the sort of ingredients that you're going to be searching all over town for, and certainly not the sort of thing that I ask you to use, hey, use a teaspoon, and then you got the bottle in the back of the fridge for, you know, the next 7 years, right? You got one of those, don't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, for the green, can you sub that out with other things
You
like
could,
spinach?
absolutely. That could be spinach. It could be basil if you feel like splurging. You know, this time of year, a lot of us have basil in our gardens. Those of us that are ambitious and grow some food, and, you know, at farmer's market, there's so many different things. Really, as long as it's a paste, you can call it a pesto.
Okay, wonderful. I have to say, I watch you on Chopped, and I would be terrified to cook for you. I feel like you're the hard hand in the mix.
I'm the firm but fair guy, and, you know, maybe that's because I've got 3 kids at home, and that's just part of being a parent. You know, you got to tell it like it is.
Yeah.
But just to put it in perspective, I'll put a meal like this on the table for my kids, and it happens. They'll chop me. Happens
Really?
all the time. Dad, I
Oh.
ain't eating that. Get that out of
You
here.
got some judges in the mix. Okay, the recipe book is called Make Ahead Meals, and lots of great ideas, 100 in fact. And this is available now.
It is best-selling cookbook in the country right
Hey,
now.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, great to have you.
Nice to be back in Calgary.
Yes, and you're welcome back anytime. We have lots more still coming up here on Breakfast Television.